Hey guys, how you doing? It's the Do Carpenter, and today it's all about show me the money. I've read all the comments, I've gone through it. This project got like 5 million plus views, and the question that's on everybody's minds is, how much does this thing cost? So I'm going to take you guys through it step by step, the cost of it. One of the things I'm going to do for you guys today is take you through a comparison model and just kind of give you a real world idea sense of what it takes to put up something similar to this. I'm going to talk just a little bit about my area of expertise, which, you know, as many of you know, I worked for an engineering firm for many years. And so I know that the number one consideration to protect your investment is the foundation. Whether you do concrete pavers over gravel or a simple gravel containment pad of some type, you've got to have a drainable system under it or have it elevated. My favorite is the concrete slab. Now, if you want to do this part right, it's going to cost you a little bit of money, but it's going to save you a ton of money in the long run. And if you do it yourself, you can save a ton of money. This is how it broke down for us on the cost of the slab. Sod cutter rental, $40 for the whole day. Cement mixer rental, $27 for the whole day. 100 bags of cement at $3.60 each, $360. 1 cubic yard of sand and gravel mix for a drainable underlayment of 3 inches, $35. 6 sheets of slab reinforcement mesh, $48. Time spent with Mrs. Honeydew doing it together, absolutely priceless. I made a call to a local company and they told me that these prices were just for pouring and finishing. Any groundwork, any prep work, reinforcement was all going to be extra. I told him what I had going. He said probably between $2,000 to $2,500 minimum. From the standpoint of a comparison, this building is really similar to mine. However, this building only has 6.5 foot high walls and is just a shell only as it comes for that price. And so any insulation or electrical or anything else that you want to put in it is completely extra. And you can see how you can real easily get up into the $6,000 to $9,000 range, even if you start down in the $3,000 or $4,000 shed area. And so Grandpa, with what he wanted, he figured he would be around $10,000 or $11,000 going the traditional route. Okay guys, this is the fun part. I'm going to break down the total cost of the aircrete building that I put in for Grandpa. Bear in mind, it's already insulated once it's up. I'm excited about this because the total cost for this building is going to be so small for this size of a building, it's going to blow your mind. On the east and west walls, we have 9 panels each. And then on the back and front walls, we have 11 panels each. The ones on the front are a little bit smaller, but just for the sake of cost analysis, I want to make sure I err on the side of caution, and so we're going to figure them as all the largest panels on the building. We also have the 2 gable ends on either end of the building. They're a little bit larger than the panel, and we'll figure those separately. We're starting right out of the gate with $510 for the slab. So I'll just stick that right up there. Each one of the panels requires 2 metal studs, and when you buy them in bulk, you get a 17.5% decrease in price. Now, if you're a veteran, you can get an additional 10% off, but for our purposes in this example, I'm just going to use the 17.5% off, which makes them $2.63 each. Rabbit wire is 52 cents a square foot. Each panel is about 10 square feet, so it's about 5 1/4 for rabbit wire. Before we pour each panel, we're going to have to put down Visqueen. A whole roll did the entire shed for $60. At 6 cents a square foot, it ends up being about $1 per panel. 94-pound bags of Portland cement run about $12.15, which is about 13 cents a pound times 64 pounds for each panel, ends up being $8.30 per panel. Okay, that gives us a panel total of less than 20 bucks, $19.81. So the grand total for all 40 wall panels is $792. The gable ends require 4 studs, almost twice as much Portland cement, so I think it would be real safe to infer about twice the cost on all the materials. So we'll just count each gable end as 2 panels. Total cost for gable ends, $79. Total cost for aircrete structure so far, $1,381. I hope you're starting to get a feel for how incredible this is. We're not even beginning to get up to the cost of what a professional would charge just to put down a foundation or a slab for a shed. It's really incredible the kind of money that you can save doing things DIY. Next, we have to finish off the roofing system. All I did was take some 2x6s and some 2x8s, screw them and glue them together after I cut angles with a saw on them. I mean, that's as simple as it comes right there. And they weren't really all that expensive either. Let's take a look. 4 2x6s at $8.72 a piece, you're looking at about 35 bucks. 2 16-foot 2x8s at $10.94, $22. 16 sheets of OSB at $12.75, $204. Okay, the reason I had so many sheets of OSB for the roof was so that I could create a ventilating roofing system. I wanted a system that I could eventually fill in with aircrete if I wanted, and if I didn't, it would be a ventilating system. So it'll be hollow and it'll have a ridge vent on the top, and air can flow up through it as the roofing system gets hot. I used 2x3s to create the necessary gap between the 2 roofing panels. 22 2x3s were required to accomplish this at $2.04. You're looking at $45. This ventilated roofing system is a step above anything you're going to find on any commercial shed product out there. However, it does require that you leave an opening at the top. It does require a special ventilated ridge cap. For my purposes, I needed 4 pieces of this ridge cap at about $9 a length. It was $36. Any builder worth his salt is going to put a bitumen-based ice and water shield product on the eaves and on the rake of a building as part of the underlayment, especially if that building is going to be climate controlled. For my purposes, I only needed 1 roll of each, and the total cost was about $93 for the underlayment. 8 bundles of roofing shingles at $26 each, $208. Total cost for the vented roofing system, $643. Our so far total of about $2,000 hasn't even yet begun to come close to even buying just a shell that's 10 by 14, not even 12 by 14. And so I hope you guys are starting to understand how cool this is. Now let's go ahead and get into the trim on this building a little bit. So guys, when I built the doors, I just took some scrap wood and built a frame and put an X configuration in it to brace it. Bought a couple pieces of sheeting and just put a decorative trim of vinyl around it. I think I spent a total of 50 bucks on the doors, including the hinges. Small windows like this are pretty cheap, guys. I think with my discount, I ended up paying like $48 for that window. I did need 60 lineal feet of the white sheet metal fascia trim. It was like $12 a stick, so that was 72 bucks. But it was totally worth it because it made the building look so much better. Now, as far as the siding or the stucco goes, it's cheap and it is easy to learn. It's basically just Portland cement and sand, and I think with the trowels and the tools and everything, I had a total of like maybe $180 in it. However, if you are going to do it, I would suggest investing in a spraying apparatus for applying it, because it just goes on a lot faster that way. So as far as specialty tools go, if you're going to try and duplicate a building like this with lightweight insulative cement, you're going to need a foam generator. And I invented the Foam Mate. I think it's the absolute best one out there. And so go to my Etsy site, grab you a foam mate, and that'll run you about 200 bucks. Also, you're going to need some type of a drill or an electric apparatus to fold the things in. And so those are going to cost you somewhere between $120 $150. So the grand total, guys, is $2,724, and that's including the stucco tools and the specialty tools. Just to get a sense for how the place looks now, when I was putting Grandpa's Goldwing away for him last winter, last fall. They had enough money left over. They put in a new deck and they put a patio and a nice walkway all the way up to the shed. Compared with how it did look when I started, oh my goodness. I'm so happy with how this turned out. If you like what we're doing here, give us a thumbs up, like, subscribe. Be sure and click the bell at the bottom to get notifications. And I will see you later. Get out of here. This is my thumbs up.